Hey everybody, Epicurean Expeditionist is back again. So, after my peanut butter cookie video dropped, I got a few messages, and some people locally who know me brought up a similar topic. What if we're allergic to peanuts? Okay, fair point. I get it. Nut allergies are a thing. No worries. I got you covered. I have my super simple sugar cookie recipe about to go on back here, and we're going to have a good time with this today. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying I'm making these a little extra special with some add-ins. I'm going to add toffee crunch to my sugar cookies. I'm a sucker for toffee crunch, if you couldn't tell at this point. So, that's the one step that you don't have to do. The rest of this is how it's worked, but I will cover that when I get there. But I'm going to give you all heads up now. I'm adding a little extra to it because I got to be a little extra today. It was a good day. It's a great week. Life is good. What can I say? So anyway, let me stop jibber-jabbering and slapping my jaws or flapping my lips, whatever you want to call it. We're going to hop on down there and get these bad boys going. I'll see you down there. Okay, first ingredient is 1 cup of butter. 1 cup is 2 sticks of butter, unsalted. And yes, you want to look at unsalted. Salt will make a difference. If there is salt added to the butter, you are adding salt to your recipe, and that's not really what we want to do. Now, what I do is I cut my butter up in small pieces, small little chunks. And you do want this to be around room temperature, not like super chilly. You see how easy this is not a sharp knife. It's probably one of the dullest knives I own, but I keep it around for stuff like this. It doesn't need to be sharp to cut through room temperature butter. So again, I am just kind of chopping it into little pats, no specific size, just chopping it up. And what that does, it allows it to break down and combine easier. Boom. Almost in the sink. And to that, I'm going to add 2/3 of a cup of sugar. Boom. 2/3 of a cup. Now, and again, you can do this by hand. You can do it with a hand mixer. You can do it with your spatula, a spoon, a pastry knife if you've got one. If anybody doesn't know what a pastry knife is, this cool little doodad, this is a pastry knife. You can find them just about anywhere. I'm going to get this mixing together, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, once your butter and sugar are combined, it's going to look like really gritty sugar. I know, sounds weird, but best way to describe it. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add in 2 cups and 1 tablespoon of flour. Do this a little bit at a time, and if you're using an electric mixer, do it on a lower speed so it doesn't go all over the place with the flour. So, lock, number 1 speed, just kind of gently add it in. And yes, you do want to stop on occasion and scrape down the sides of the bowl. Make sure everything's getting incorporated. We're getting there slowly. Okay, I'm going to finish adding this, and then we'll be back. Okay, that's mostly together. The one thing I didn't pre-measure because it just didn't make sense to, vanilla extract. The realest one you can get is always the best. I'll just be honest with you. We're going to add 2 teaspoons. The neat thing about vanilla, it's kind of like garlic. I mean, obviously there's limits to how much of it you can put in anything, but really, recipes are just guidelines when it comes to vanilla. No, I'm kidding. Follow the recipe. It'll work better. So we're going to let that combine together, and then we'll be back. And then I'll put in the add-ins, and then we'll go from there. So, this is my extra for this recipe. I'm going to add in my toffee crunch. This is not required for the recipe. This is just what I'm doing today. Because I got to be a little extra. I'm having an extra week. Why not? That didn't sound right. But you all get my point. So, my add-ins are mixed, or added in. We're going to let that mix, and then we'll be back to put it on the tray. See you there. Now, this is the bowl that I originally measured out the sugar in so I could put it in for the video. What I have done is I put in a little bit more sugar. And there's a reason for that. So what we're going to do is we're going to get some dough out here. We're going to make a nice little ball out of it. And you want these balls to be about 1 inch around. Get your mind out of the gutter. Anyway, for me, 1 inch is about the first joint of my thumb. So that's a little bit large. We're going to take a little bit off of there. That's what she said. Let's see here. So it does not have to be exact, but I'm going to get it close because these might impress somebody. Now, drop in your sugar. Just kind of roll it around so you get a nice light coating of sugar on the outside. See, it is lightly dusted with sugar. Put that on our cookie sheet. This does work better if you put parchment paper on your cookie sheets. I'm just letting you know, this is an experiential thing. I generally put parchment paper on my cookie sheets because it makes cleanup easier and I'm lazy. Okay guys, we got them all laid out here. Now we're on to our final step. Disregard my mess on my counter. This is a lived-in home, what can I say? So, I had to find something that had a flat bottom. I want something like a measuring cup that has a flat bottom, not a concave bottom, not a recessed bottom, so you don't get them stuck in there. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our cookie balls, kind of smush them down. Kind of like I did with the peanut butter ones with the fork, but this we're using a flat bottom item. There we go. Now I'm just going to go through and do all these. Actually, it shouldn't take me more than a few seconds here. Just taking them down. You don't have to squish them super thin. You just want to get them so they're flattened out. There we are. 2 more. There we go. And it does come off the bottom of this fairly easy, so no big deal. Okay, depending on your altitude, 14 to 16 minutes. Sorry, I actually went and looked that up real quick because I could not for the life of me remember the time on those, which is kind of rough when you're putting them in the oven. I went and looked it up, so we're good. I'm going to run these for about 15 and see where they're at, and we'll go from there. I'll be back with you when they come out of the oven. Okay, first batch came out. Now, I did put the add-ins in here, and I am at a very high altitude. Well, very high. 5,280 feet, give or take. So it took me about 19 minutes for a full bake on these. So again, I did have add-ins, and that does change up your baking time. So just bear that in mind. Add-ins, altitude, those things will change up your baking time. So now we're gonna let them sit for at least 15 minutes before we get into them so they solidify, cool off a little bit, and get ready to eat. I'll be back when they're ready to eat. Okay, the first batch is out and ready to munch on. I will tell you one quick thing. One tool that you will find handy if you want to make cookies on a regular basis is an offset spatula. I use this for getting my cookies off the trays a little bit easier. It just works. You can find these pretty much anywhere they sell baking supplies. That's my other tip for the day. So of course, still a little warm, not too warm, but. Well then. Oh my goodness. I'll be right back. Okay, same cookie, glass of milk. Yeah, because milk and cookies just go together. I'll finish that in a minute. First, I'm going to finish here. So, we just made some amazing, super simple cookies. You don't have to do the add-ins. I do that to be a little extra because why not? What the heck, you know? They're super tasty. Oh my God, totally worth it. Anyway, so for those of you that can't do peanut stuff because you have nut allergies, whatever, there's nut allergies in the family, you don't have peanut butter for whatever reason, this is a nice alternative to a simple cookie recipe that you can do yourself at home. Even get the kids involved, get everybody involved. I mean, make it a fun day that doesn't involve devices. Why not? Enjoy each other's company for a little bit. So remember, food is life, life is good. Let's eat some more. Make some good cookies, have some fun with the family, have some fun with your friends, have some great treats with your family, friends, and even maybe some friends you haven't met yet. Why? Because that's just how it goes. Be good. I'll catch y'all later. I love y'all, and have a good one.